Is real nice because the pastime in the Gita Mahatmya directly relates to the Shred ceremony. So it's a favorite one to read during that time. But this is the 5th chapter, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, Action, and Krishna Consciousness. Arjuna Vacha Sanyasam Kamanam Krishna Puna Yogam Chasam Sasi Yachcheja Etayo Ekam Tanne Bruhi Sunishchitam. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sanyasa Kama Yogascha Nishreyasa Karabhubhau Tayos tu Kama Sanyasat Kama Yogo Visishyate. Personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Yeya Sinditya Sanyasi Yona Dveshti Nakamshati Yedwandwohi Mahabaho Sukam Bandat Pramuchite. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities is known to be always renounced. Such a person, free from all dualities, easily overcomes material bondage and is completely liberated, O mighty armed Arjuna. Samkhya yoga pritak bala prabhadanti na panditaha ekam abhyastita samyak ubayora vindate palam. Only the ignorant speak of devotional service as being different from the analytical study of the material world, Samkhya. Those who actually learn it say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the results of both. Yat samkhyai pajyate stanam tad yoga apigamyate ekam samkhyam cha yogam cha yapashyati sapashyati. One who knows that the position reached by means of analytical study can also be attained by devotional service, and who therefore sees analytical study and devotional service to be on the same level, sees things as they are. Sanyasas tu mahabaho tukam aptum ayogataha yoga yukto munir brahma nachire nadigachati. Merely renouncing all activities, yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord, cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay. Yoga yukto visuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma bhutatma korvana pina lipyate. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses, is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyata tatvavit pashan shrivan sprishan gridran ashangachan swapan swashan palapan vishijan grinan unishan mimishan api Indriyani indriyatesu vatanta iti dharyan. A person in the divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, moving about, sleeping and breathing, always knows within himself that actually he does nothing at all. Because while speaking, evacuating, receiving, or opening or closing his eyes, he always knows that only the material senses are engaged with their objects, and that he is aloof from them. Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotiya lipyatena sapapena padmapatram ivambasa. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful action, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Kayena manasa buja kevale indriyerapi yogina kama kurvanti sangam jiyak vatmasu sudaye. The yogis, abandoning attachment, act with body, mind, intelligence, and even the senses only for the purpose of purification. Yukta karma palam tyaktva santim apnoti naistikem. Adyukta kama karena pale sakto nibhajate. The steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the result of all activities to me. Whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruits of his labor, becomes entangled. Sarvakarmani manasa sanyasyaste sukambasi navadware pare dehi naiva korban nakarayan. When the embodied living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all actions, he resides happily in the city of non-gates, the material body, neither working nor causing work to be done. Nakotritvam nakarmani lokashashijati Prabhu nakama pala samyogam swabhavastu pravartate. The embodied spirit, master of the city of his body, does not create activities, nor does he induce people to act, nor does he create the fruits of action. All this is enacted by the modes of material nature. Nadate kashachit papam nachaiva sukritam vibhu abhyanena vritam jnanam tena mujjanti gantavaha. Nor does the Supreme Lord assume anyone's sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers their real knowledge. Jnanena tutat ajnanam yesam nasitam atmanaha tesam aditya vajnanam prakasayati tatparam. When, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, then his knowledge reveals everything, as the sun lights up everything in the daytime. Tad buddhayas tad atmanas tanishtas tat parayanaha gachanti apunar avrityam jnana nirduta kalmasaha. When one's intelligence, mind, faith, and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. Vijavinaya sampane brahmane gavihashtini sunichaiva swapakecha pandita samadashina. The humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. Ihaivater jita sarga ye sam ye stitam manaha nirdosham hi samam brahma tasmat brahmani te stita. Those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are faultless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. Na parishyat priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, stira buddhir asamudo brahmavit brahmani stita. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant, nor laments upon achieving something unpleasant, who is self-intelligent, who is unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is already situated in transcendence. Vayaspasheshva shaktatma vindayatmani yatsukam sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukam aksharam ashnute. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but is always entranced, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Yehi samsparsa jaboga dukkha yonaye vate ajantavanta kunteya nate suramate buddha. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so the wise man does not delight in them. Shaknoti haivaya sodam praksarira vimokshanat Kama kroda bhavam vegam sayukta sasuki naraha. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of the material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. Yonta sukontar aramas tatantar jyotir evayaha sayogi brahma nirvanam brahmabhuto digachati. One whose happiness is within, who is active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inward, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. Labante brahmanirvanam rishaya shina kalmasaha Chinna Dvaida Yatatmanam Svabhuta Haite Rataha. Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from doubts, whose minds are engaged within, who are always busy working for the welfare of all living beings, and who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme. Kama Krodha Vimuktanam Yatinam Yatachetasam Abhito Brahmanirvanam Vatate Viritatmanam. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme, in the very near future. Spasham kritva bahirbayam chaksus chaivantare brabhu prapnapana samau kritva nasabyantara charina tatindriya manobudhir munir moksha parayanaha vigatechcha payakrodo yasadam mukta eva saha. Shutting out all the external sense objects, keeping the eyes in vision, concentrated between the two eyebrows, suspending the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. The transcendentalist, aiming at liberation, becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is called liberated. Bhoktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram Sridam sarvabhutanam gantva shantam richati. A person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pains of material nature, material miseries. Thus ends the 5th chapter of Lord Krishna's Gita. To honor Srila Prabhupada, we'll hear the purport from this very last verse. The conditioned souls within the clutches of illusory energy are all anxious to attain peace in the material world, but they do not know the formula for peace, which is explained in this part of the Bhagavad Gita. The greatest peace formula is simply this: Lord Krishna is the beneficiary of all human activities. Men should offer everything to the transcendental service of the Lord, because He is the proprietor of all planets and demigods thereon. No one is greater than He. He is greater than the greatest of the demigods, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. In the Vedas, Svetasvatara Upanishad, chapter 6, verse 7, the Supreme Lord is described as Tam Ishwaranam Paramam Maheshwaram. Under the spell of illusion, living entities are trying to be lords of all they survey, but actually they are dominated by the material energy of the Lord. The Lord is the master of material nature, and the conditioned souls are under the stringent rules of material nature. Unless one understands these bare facts, it is not possible to achieve peace in the world, either individually or collectively. This is the sense of Krishna consciousness. Lord Krishna is the supreme predominator, and all living entities, including the great demigods, are His subordinates. No one can attain perfect peace. One can attain perfect peace only in complete Krishna consciousness. This 5th chapter is a practical explanation of Krishna consciousness, generally known as Karma Yoga. The question of mental speculation as to how Karma Yoga can give liberation is answered herewith. To work in Krishna consciousness is to work with the complete knowledge of the Lord as the predominator. Such work is not different from transcendental knowledge. Direct Krishna consciousness is Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga is a path leading to Bhakti Yoga. Krishna consciousness means to work in full knowledge of one's relationship with the Supreme Absolute. And the perfection of this consciousness is full knowledge of Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure soul is the eternal servant of God. Is his fragmental part and parcel. He comes into contact with Maya, illusion, due to the desire to lord it over Maya. And that is the cause of his many sufferings. As long as he is in contact with matter, he has to execute the work. He has to execute work in terms of material necessities. Krishna consciousness, however, brings one into spiritual life even while one is within the jurisdiction of matter. For it is an arousing of spiritual existence by practice in the material world. The more one is advanced, the more he is freed from the clutches of matter. The Lord is not partial to it, anyone. Everything depends on one's practical performance of duties in Krishna consciousness, which helps one to control the senses in every respect and conquer the influence of desire and anger. And one who stands fast in Krishna consciousness, controlling the above-mentioned passions, remains factually in the transcendental stage, or Brahma Nirvana. The eightfold yoga mysticism is automatically practiced in Krishna consciousness because the ultimate purpose is served. There is a gradual process of elevation in the practice of yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and ultimately samadhi. But these only preface perfection by devotional service, which alone can award peace to the human being. It is the highest perfection of life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purports to the 5th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of Karma Yoga, or action in Krishna consciousness. So there's a book called the Gita Mahatmya, written from the Puranas, and it's spoken by Lord Vishnu to Lakshmi, and a lot of the slokas, I assume Lord Vishnu is quoting Lord Shiva, because Shiva is speaking to Parvati. So I want to read the one for this chapter. There's some nice verses that glorify the Gita Mahatmya. Due to the time factor, I'll just read some of the English. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely, with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. One who drinks the water of the Ganges attains salvation. So what to speak of one who drinks the nectar of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the essential nectar of the Mahabharata, and it is spoken by Lord Krishna himself, the original Vishnu. This Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita, is the essence of all the Upanishads. It is just like a cow. And Lord Krishna, who is famous as a cowherd boy, is milking this cow. Arjuna is just like a calf, and learned scholars and pure devotees are to drink the nectarine milk of Bhagavad Gita. ekam shastram devaki putra gitam, eko devo devaki putra eva, eko mantras tasya namani yani, karmabhyekam tasya devasya seva. So in this present age, the Bhagavad Gita is in itself sufficient for liberation. It is, and devotional service to Lord Krishna is sufficient for perfecting one's occupation. And of all the mantras, the Hare Krishna mantra is supreme, consisting of the names of Krishna and his internal potency, Radha. So listen to this. It's only a page and a little bit more long. It's the glory of the 5th chapter. And here Lord Vishnu said, "Now I will describe the unlimited glories of the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Listen very carefully. In the state of Madra, there is a town of the name Puru Kushapur. There lived a Brahmana, Pingala. During his childhood, he was trained in various Brahminical activities and was taught the Vedas. But he had no interest in his studies. When he reached his youth, he gave up his Brahminical pursuits and started to learn to play instruments as well as singing and dancing. Slowly, he became so famous in his field that the king himself invited him to live in his palace. When he was living there, he slowly degraded more and more into sinful life. He started to enjoy with other men's wives and engage in all kinds of sinful activities and intoxication. He became so proud of his position as he gained more and more intimacy with the king. He especially enjoyed criticizing others to the king in private. Pingala's wife, Aruna, was born in a low-class family. She was very lusty and enjoyed relations with many men. When her husband found out about her activities, she decided to kill him. Late one night, she chopped off his head and buried his body in the garden. After his death, Pingala fell into the deepest regions of hell. And after having suffered there for a long time, he took birth as a vulture. We got plenty of those around. Aruna, after freely enjoying with many men, contracted what? Venereal disease. And her youthful body very soon became ugly and unattractive. When she died, she went to hell. And after having suffered for a long time, she attained the body of a female parrot. One day, the parrot was searching here and there for food. In the meantime, the vulture, who in his previous life had been Pingala, saw the female parrot and remembered his last life and understood that this parrot had been his wife. He attacked her with his sharp beak. The parrot fell down into the water contained in a human skull and drowned. Just then, a hunter came and shot the vulture with an arrow. The vulture fell, and his head also dropped into the water of that skull, and he drowned. Then the messengers of Yamaraj came and took them to the abode of death. When they became very afraid, remembering their past sinful lives. When they came in front of Yamaraj, he told them, "Now you are free of all sin, and you may go to Vaikuntha." Pingala and Arun asked Yamaraj how two sinful persons such as they had attained the right to go to Vaikuntha. Yamaraj replied, on the banks of the river Ganga lived a great devotee of Lord Vishnu named Vat. He was free from all lust and greed. Daily he recited the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and when Vat gave up his body, he went straight to Vaikuntha. Due to his daily reciting the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, his body became completely pure, and because of your coming in contact with the skull of his body, you both have attained Vaikuntha. This is the glory of the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Vishnu said, my dear Lakshmi, when they both heard the glories of the Bhagavad Gita from Yamaraj, they became very happy and sat down in the flower aeroplane which had come to take them to Vaikuntha. Anyone who hears the 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, even the most sinful, will attain Vaikuntha. Hey, Fayette, I know you may not be the most sinful, but it sounds like we may get to go to Vaikuntha, huh?
Yes.
Haribo, Haribo, Haribo.
Lokanath. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right, so by Vijay's grace, we have a sponsored feast outside. Maharani worked hard to prepare it along with Dr. Paul over there and have this, so we can go and please Lord Vishnu by taking his prasad.
Right.
Thank you, Vijay. Vijay's dad was very important, and you could use the word popular, but famous in his region, in the state of Louisiana, at the University of Louisiana, physicist. He was very much appreciated by the different governors that he served under, and he had contact with many heads of state. He formed an organization for world peace, which to this day still functions in Louisiana. Every year Vijay asks me to go to the Capitol. They have a little program for it. So we're very honored and happy to be able to do something to commemorate his stay on earth, and to, I'm sure he is pleased to know we are chanting the Lord's Gita. After all, his name is Ramchandra, so he's a very wonderful soul to come here. Vijay was approximately 9 or something like that when they came from Orissa to here. And so he grew up there in Baton Rouge and serves with the Louisiana Department of Transportation and writes all the grants for all the federal money that they get for the interstate highways that we ride on, and different roads that the federal government gives money to. Just like there's a bridge out, and so there's a lot of traffic now on our road because they're detouring tours down our road. Usually we don't have as much traffic, but because our road's been made a detour, because they're fixing a bridge, which they probably wouldn't have been able to fix without federal money. So, because they got some of their tax dollars back, they're able to fix that bridge. So that's like the kind of work Vijay does. He writes grants to the federal government to get money for the state of Louisiana to fix their bridges and roads and build new sections to different highways and interstates. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Where's your crew, Prabhu?
You just take this down to the pond.
Oh, they've been in India for 5 years.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're coming
Yeah,
back
when he died, these are
Oh, nice.
they're small. So they'll have the two big ones. There's
No, they're in color shape.
They're only for some
I mean,
small.
they're in Chennai.
You take those sweet rice and
They're
shut
going
them.
to the Chennai.
We'll just put some water and tea in the pond outside. We're gonna go down to the pond.
They
Down there.
just started
You leave it
to
for
build
them.
it. I've been so long. Really nice.
Yeah.
Is your wife, is she coming?
I have a long
So which one, Prabhu, take everything?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's chutney.
Or you the chutney?
The sweet rice. If you can, I can have one, you can get one. We can dump them in the, we can dump these in the stream outside. These other two will put with this
I'm
one.
very familiar with
But
it.
Chinese just happen to, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, too bad you just like,
If this
you
one,
don't start with.
you can dump into the pond with me, you know.
You start with 2 + 3 + 5, and, but I'm very familiar with that,
Hey, Huggy, but we get that dog, look.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
Huggy, you go back to Vaikuntha too.
yeah. That was,
Vaikuntha means the place of no anxiety. It's different than here.
yeah, years, you know.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah,
They worked on me for a long time
yeah.
to convert. But
Yeah, but you're Niranjana Maharaj, the disciple, but he's another, like, I always feel about my Guru Maharaj, he's like a stalwart. So
Yeah.
what does my Guru Maharaj say? Oh, that's what I say. Niranjana Maharaj is also like that, so like tried and true, and
Yeah.
faithful, followership, all that, so just, okay, what does my Guru Maharaj say? Okay, yeah. But I can't imagine being bombarded by it. There's a couple of people down the road, Varahan and Shanga, their names are, that were real involved here for years and years, and then they got, sucked into it somehow, and then they and this other Prabhu that lived on their properties, they came here and started like proselytizing, handing out literature and stuff, and our community manager like, I managed that, and then they got real like, so we don't see them for 20 years or something,
Oh, really?
not quite that long, a long time.
okay.
Kind of.
I see, I saw it as a blessing that I was able to research, all of their
Yeah.
writings and claims of having the right philosophy, understanding of food. I just, through research, came to
Yeah, that's
logical
good. That's
conclusions.
also good. My Guru Maharaj, when it first started, he oversaw the writing of a book that I had called 100 Deviations from Good. It's all Shastras.
Yeah.
And he did that because he wanted people that were prone to like look into it and understand the proper Siddhanta. And he said also like if you're not real, up on philosophy, that it's just going to be like Mayavad philosophy.
Who is the author of that book?
No, it was like a current book.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Somebody did research.
Yeah, somebody did it. Maybe this devotee go up to
I think of Bhaktivinoda Thakur because, he basically had to resurrect Vaishnavism
Oh yeah, right.
in Bengal, which is where Lord
Which was
Chaitanya appeared
Great
just,
disrepute.
just 400 years before him. So it's crazy how, things can get out of whack.
Yeah, he just said also like if you're not too savvy, philosophically, that it's kind of dangerous. Not that it's kind of, he said it's like Mayavad philosophy.
Yeah.
You have to be, you have
Yeah.
to be really discreet, otherwise you just get sort of,
I've had a lot of discussions over the years with my sons about it. I try to keep them
on the straight and narrow.
current on my own understanding, which is the best I can do.
Well, that's good, Prabhu. That's really good. Like,
But Madhura Prabhu,
oh yeah.
he's highly respected in the movement, but
And then he's a
nobody
Rit
knows
Vic,
that he's actually a Rit Vic.
Yeah, he
promoting
isn't
that.
real blatant about it anymore.
No, that's actually makes him a little bit more,
Credible.
Um,
Yeah, more
you
of
know, well, I would say
a
dangerous.
threat.
Yeah, threat because, in like a needle. But
Yeah, that's true. That's
he's,
true.
he's
Somebody's
quite
real, like
expert.
this one devotee, he said, His name is Mama Shringa. You know Mama Shringa?
Oh, yes, you lived in
Yes.
Prabhupada Village for a while.
Okay, so he lived here, and he is like so obnoxious.
I bought my land off Nityananda.
Um,
Nityananda Prabhu,
okay, so.
has his own island and huge.
Yeah.
That didn't work
He's
out.
good,
He's
yeah.
had so many projects he's been.
Yeah, anyway, when somebody like Mahashinga is so obnoxious, is coming at you, it's not hard to say, hey,
But they're nice enough people, on the surface, and
Just
I don't
when they
think
start in and all
I
that.
don't think they mean any malicious intent, but they just have developed this understanding, which is
Misunderstanding.
developed misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I think Jai Wiggins did a good job with his documents. Oh, whether it's wrong. That was nice. But what helped me a lot also was Ravindra book about Srila Prabhupada as our Congress.
The preeminent Shiksha.
Right, understanding his position, because I always felt that Srila Prabhupada, was the guru that was responsible for all of us becoming devotees. We have to recognize
And
that's
it
very
needs to
important.
be, and my Guru Maharaj is actually very adamant about that. Very adamant,
Yeah.
and always glorifying Srila Prabhupada.
Oh, are you a disciple of Jai Prabhupada?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought you were Prabhupada's son.
No, but I'm old enough to be, but I never had this darshan.
I got a bottle of olive oil, where do I need to put it for the feast and stuff, where it
Oh.
cooks?
Okay, do you have it with you, Prabhu?
Yes, I brought it up with me.
You could just, what's easy for you? How can I?
Doesn't matter.
Is it here with you right now?
I'm walking up to the kitchen.
Okay,
But
otherwise you can leave it here on the hundi where people put their donations. Whichever is easiest for you.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Your list came forward on my little flip phone, and
Oh,
my
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like that big, so I had to take a magnifying glass.
Oh, yeah. That's the way I got it. I was thinking that, so I had to take a picture of it and send it like that.
You think, or you done, you would like cornbread, that's something I know how to cook.
You could. You have an oven. You
Okay.
gotta clean your kitchen though. You gotta make sure it's clean. Take a bath. And do your best, kid.
Okay.
Yeah, Jai Talavana is my kitchen. I was reading Prabhupada's book for 7 years before I joined. But I never had a conversation.
I got my first book in 81, which was
That's the year I got initiated.
I started associating with devotees, and the first thing I saw when I entered the ISKCON temple was a life-size picture of Sadhu Maharaj sitting on a cross. And I was like, who's that kid? He looks so young. He looked like he was,
Yeah.
16 years old. Because he looked young for his age.